Hi guys, welcome to Lisitha's Mega Place. So, we applied for the SLRC 2022 competition and this is how it went. We will be covering the task, our solution and design, our thought process and electronics, and finally, the grand finale. So first of all, hit the like and subscribe button, and without further ado, let's get started. So, what is SLRC? SLRC is the biggest robotics competition in Sri Lanka, and this is where all the great minds come together and compete for the grand prize of 100,000 rupees. The team who completes the task with the least amount of time wins. So the pressure was on. So I have applied for this once back in 2021 during the COVID-19 pandemic. We missed all webinars for VBots since we applied late and we were screwed. We used VBots in the competition because we couldn't meet in person. So sadly we had to avoid this SLRC 2021 competition because of that. Now fast forward to SLRC 2022, which was held in 2023, and I learned about this competition on 24th of February. And the president of our Sports Influencers Club, Ranu Gamar Singh, and I were the teammates for this competition. After checking the SLRC website, I noticed the tasks and the registration were released back in January, and we were late to enter again. The competition was on March 24th, so we had to come up with a design and write the code and do everything within a month. And to add to that, we had our third term test in this time period. Unfortunately, I couldn't film much these days because of the time crunch. So this is the task we had to complete for SLRC 2022. First we had the line following, then the wall following, and finally the tree structure. In the tree structure, we had to get all the black boxes to the left hand side and all the white boxes to the right hand side and stop. This is the design we came up with, and there was a lot of discussion around what hardware to use and the design choices. At one point, we even considered using Canon wheels, but because there's no time to experiment, we just scrapped that idea altogether. I started 3D printing and I used my Ender 3 Pro 3D printer, this one behind me, with a 0.4mm nozzle and a 0.28mm layer height to increase durability and lessen the print time. However, during the printing process, our team leader informed me that the wheels we were going to use were out of stock and it will take up to 25 days to get them back in stock. Since we didn't have much time, we designed our own wheels and printed them. The tire's rubber part was printed with TPU95A material and it was a real headache to print. There were several printing fairs, and at this point I thought of contacting some other 3D printing companies to print these tires for me, but they all declined printing TPU95A material. So this gave me some courage and I started printing TPU95A material again. At this point I figured out a system to make the prints not fail. I have to relieve the pressure inside the extruder every 10 minutes during the print to make them work. So after all of that trouble, finally finished all the 3D printing and we were behind schedule. We assembled our robot in the evening after school and it was a real struggle to fit all the wires and things inside this case. After doing all the wiring, we decided it looked messy on top of the case, so we took that all apart and rewired it inside the case. We went for arena testing on March 19th and it was held in the ENTC section of University of Moratua. It was fun seeing other solutions. We received the material samples and we worked on the robot till 1 PM that day. We discussed when to meet again and how to solve the tree structure. We found out some design issues that we should avoid next time, like when the robot turns 180 degrees and the gripper is off center. And after the exam, we met again and made a replica of the tree structure and the line following segment and the wall following segment, and we started to code. At this time we noticed some hardware issues. We had to replace some sensors and add the Arduino Nano to prevent the interference of ultrasonics and the stepper motors. Oh, and note to self, don't use stepper motors in cars if they are truly necessary. We coded for 1.5 days and the next day was the competition. We made it to do the line following and the wall following task and just completely ignore the tree structure and stopping the square because we didn't have much time and I went to sleep. It's the day of the competition. We went to the lecture hall of ENTC and discussed about our robot. We met lots of other friendly competitors and discussed what challenges they face and how they came over them. and suddenly they called our name Hexbots. We got permission to film and got onto the stage. We got our robot and connected the battery. We hoped to get half the marks because we couldn't complete the tree structure. We had 2 minutes for calibration, and after that we placed the robot and waited anxiously. And in the first and second rounds, our robot completely avoided the line and crashed into the wall following section. In the final round, the robot did the same thing but avoided one wall and came around in the wrong direction. We were so embarrassed and we couldn't explain what happened. And then we got interviewed by the panel of judges, and after that we got off the stage and sat down. We must have changed the left and right directions in the line following section. We waited and watched the other robots and found out that we are not the worst team. Some robots didn't even start the challenge at all, and now they started giving certificates. They called our name and our team leader went to get the certificates. I completely forgot our robot didn't work at this point. At least we received the certificates. Then they announced the first, second and third places. So, what did I learn from all that? Next time, we have to constantly check if the registration and the task is released. And we should have spare parts of every component if something breaks last minute. Take a lot of time for testing until you are sure that it works fine. If the code works, don't change it at the last minute. It's way better to make a sample arena with the exact materials so you will minimize the chances of errors. So guys, I hope you learned something new when applying for a robotics competition, and I hope you won't make the same mistakes that we did, and we will surely apply for the next SLRC competition. And don't give up. The experience you gain is more valuable than winning a place. So, subscribe for more content and see you next time. Bye!